Hello friends, if you're new, welcome to my channel. Why don't you go down, hit the subscribe button and ring the bell so you don't miss any episodes. As for my fans and subscribers, thank you very much for the patronage. You have no idea how much it means to me. Today's topic, the emergence of Israel, David, and Solomon. Not much else I need to say, let's get on with the video. So this is the point in Israel's history where we actually get on more steady footing historically. As I have said before, David is the first king we can actually point to in Israeli history, and it seems Israel did not have a history before David. The Bible asserts that David, Saul's successor, reigned for 40 years, and so did his son Solomon. This king's death is traditionally fixed about 920, placing David's reign circa 1000 to 960 CE. However, these regnal years are obviously rounded. They also have significance in Jewish literature. It's more likely, then, that David reigned around 980 to 950. He began his rise as an outlaw who attacked Philistines at Hebron. This site has been partially excavated and has been found to have some Iron 1 and Iron 2, but little else can be said at this time. 2 Samuel 10, 6-19 tells us that David fought against the Ammonites who conspired against Israel with the Arameans. Of the towns mentioned in David's battles is Rabbah, identified as modern-day Ammon, where the only relevant data come from. According to the Bible, Saul died while fighting the Philistines on Mount Gilboa, but this makes little sense either topographically or militarily. In addition, we have no evidence that the Philistines were ever that far inland. There is nothing to support David's alleged wars with Ammon. The alleged conquering of Syrian city-states and Transjordan tribal kingdoms are equally not credible, and no evidence for these has ever been found. These kingdoms have their own history, leaving no room for any sizable Israelite presence in the Iron Age too. The one incident that these writers may have had reliable information on was David's battle with Hadaezer, king of Zobah. Although the account of the battle strains credulity, mention of Hadaezer is not. We do know he ruled Zobah, but we do not know when. Wars against Philistines are also probable, although the Bible in all likelihood exaggerates them. One thing that we know is exaggerated is the geography, which was not Philistine. The Bible also tells conflicting stories, which there are no surprises there. Samuel says that David conquered Gezer, but 1 Kings 9:16 claims that it remained non-Israelite until the time of Solomon. It is highly unlikely that David subdued Gath. Destruction of Stratum 6 dates to the 11th century. This is way too early. While Bible writers may be correct that Philistine expansion posed a threat to David's tiny kingdom, the idea that this king subdued all Philistine threat is unrealistic. At best, he kept them at bay. As I said earlier, we now get on firmer historical footing, and we do have archaeological evidence that a King David did indeed exist, and he ruled over Israel. The Tel Dan Stela refers specifically to the dynasty of David and attests to an Israel. This stela was found sometime between 1993 and 1995 as an incorporation into an outer wall destroyed by the Assyrians in 732. The reference to Hazael of Damascus, as well as paleography, the study of historical writing systems, dates the original stela circa 741. I don't mean to insult anyone's intelligence, but I do want to make sure that everyone knows that just because there was an historical David does not mean that this historical David was the David of the Bible. By this, I mean that it is well known that ancient nations tended to brag about their kings and assign to them things they never did. The Bible shows Solomon as the hero of the golden age of Israel. Solomon supposedly ruled an empire from the Mediterranean to the Euphrates with a capital at Jerusalem. According to the Bible, he took annual tribute of gold amounting to more than 400 pounds of gold. Most of the Bible at this time is obviously legend. There is no supporting evidence. Solomon supposedly established a friendly relationship with Hiram I of Tyre, known also as Ahiram, who we do know existed and ascended the throne of Tyre circa 970 to 930 BCE. There is no evidence that a resplendent Solomon's Temple ever existed, though to be fair, Temple Mount has never been excavated. Since Temple Mount is sacred to 3 world religions, it might not ever be excavated, at least not anytime soon. However, it is highly doubtful that a detailed description of a temple in the Jewish capital would be totally fabricated. It is quite possible that this temple stood until the Babylonian destruction of 587-586. One reason we believe the temple itself was real is that we have parallel examples in the Levant at this time. The distinctive plan of 3 rooms fit into one long room plan can be found in the Levant as far back as the early 2nd millennium. 2 very close parallels of this temple plan can be found at a 9th century Aramaean site, Tel Dan in Turkey, and a temple in Ankara in Syria. This temple in Syria has many features of the Jerusalem temple in the Bible, including the long room layout, twin columns at the entrance, an inner sanctum that housed the cult object, cherubs guarding the entrance, and decorations of chain designs, lilies, pomegranates, lions, and bulls. Of course, none of these parallel examples prove the existence of Solomon's temple, but it does mean that the biblical description is at least partially plausible. The rulers of other petty kingdoms built the same kind of structures to themselves as Solomon did. The most controversial evidence related to Solomon concerns the city gate and casement wall at Gezer 8. Archaeologists have dated these to the mid-10th century based on stratigraphy and ceramic typology, not 1 Kings 9:15 through 17. However, the data partially supports the Bible in this instance. In this text, Solomon takes over a city that the Egyptians ransacked and rebuilds it. The same kind of gates and walls were found at Megiddo and Hazor, which Yadin tied to Solomon's central administration in Jerusalem. Well, friends, that's it for today. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, hit that like button, press the subscribe button, and if you want to leave comments in the comment section, you may do that as well. It helps the YouTube algorithm. Also, please check out my merch stores. One's on my website, one's on Teespring. Links are in the description. If you wish to contact me, you may do so. Best way is Twitter. Next best is email. My Twitter, Discord, email, PayPal, website, and Teespring links are in the description, along with the source that I used for this video. Keep learning and searching for truth. Here are a few videos from my library. If you have not watched them yet, go ahead and watch them and tell me what you think. Until next time, friends, stay safe and goodbye.